going on there, guys? We back with another one, and we got to talk about Kendrick Perkins' explosive blow up on Ja Morant today on ESPN First Take. Now, we all saw the report from ESPN's Tim McMahon about Ja and his camp supposedly being upset with the NBA and the media, feeling like that 25-game suspension and things that has transpired over the last 5-6 months has been aimed as a out to get Ja campaign. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody just wants to see him fail. But Kendrick Perkins, he felt kind of disrespected. And like I said in the other video, him and Rashad Phillips, they were showing Ja an excessive amount of love prior to the NBA draft. They were some of the few people saying you should take Ja over Zion Williamson. So when they were singing his praises, I guess, Perk don't feel like he was getting the same amount of love back. And this is what made it crazy. I'm going to put this up on the screen again. You see how he went at Perk when Perk and Desmond Bain was going at it? So it was like Ja, he forced the beef with Perk because up until that point, Perk was riding with them. He was riding with the Grizzlies all season that season. And then Ja just, out of nowhere, came at him like a tough guy. So Perk, he heard this report from yesterday, and I think that was his breaking point, man. He had to go in on Ja Morant. Let's check out what he had to say.
ESPN, Disney, for us to go and do a game somewhere, what it roughly costs a couple $100,000, maybe to $1 million to get the camera crew and stuff down there, right?
Yeah, a few
do a game,
yep.
Something around that ball club.
Yeah,
few $100,000, okay, with the personnel, travel, and everything. Yep. So let me start off by saying this. I don't give a damn what Ja Morant or anybody in his camp feel about nobody in the media, including myself. Because from day one, when he came out of Murray State, I was on a draft show, pre-draft show, saying how if I was the Pelicans, I would consider taking Ja Morant because he was that damn box office and that damn special, and I thought that he was going to be a better player than Zion Williamson when it came to the game of basketball. Now fast forward, Ja Morant on the court has been spectacular, has took over the franchise, has become one of the most prolific, dynamic players in the game today. Okay, we went down to Memphis, Tennessee, and did an all-access Memphis, basically sold on Ja Morant. And I happened to go to the game. Stephen A., I believe you were working the countdown at the time. I went to the game, and I was sitting courtside with who? T. Morant, Ja's father, okay? So I didn't develop the whole personal relationship with the kid and his family. And some things were happening then, and I called Ja to the side, and I called his daddy to the side, and I gave them some advice and some things that I thought they should clean up because I honestly believe that this kid had the potential and still have the potential, but it's going to be a rough road of being the face of the NBA when it comes to his box office, the way that the kids gravitate to him, all the above, right? Getting phone calls after phone calls, I will call them and tell them, hey, man, listen, this is how y'all need to conduct yourselves. Man, follow this model. I don't know who you need to reach out to. Maybe I need to put you in contact with LeBron James to see how to clean this up and run y'all camp, man, because you have a golden opportunity. Forget the max contract he signed. Forget the Nike signature shoe. You have an opportunity by the time you finish this game to damn near reach $1 billion if you play your cards right. So now we get to this point, incident after incident, and still no accountability. Who's out to get him? Nobody was out to get him. If anything, we was trying to make the world know who the hell he was as a dynamic player and how great of a player he is. So I'm to the point, I don't give a damn how Ja Morant feels, or his camp, or what they have to say. I don't.
Now, some people probably come in the comments talking about, oh, Perk just hating. Look, y'all are the problem. Y'all the reason Ja where he at now. He needs to hear the real. And Perk just gave him the real right there. And it's mighty funny how when you praising someone and you giving them all their flowers, they don't speak as highly of the praise as they do the negativity. You know, they always send somebody out to get them, but Ja is faking this opposition against him. He was the media darling coming out of Murray State. He was an underdog in high school, yes, true enough. He was an underdog when he got to college. But by the time his second season ended, he had positioned himself to be the number 2 player in the draft. And that's nothing to sneeze at. That's a lot of hard work and dedication. At the same time, you know, he started to lean more into his favorite rappers. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to be more like them. And I think the NBA, for people that remember, his commercial with Lil Baby, I think that got pulled after Ja was doing some crazy stuff on Twitter really fast. But what they were doing was they was recreating that Jadakiss Allen Iverson commercial from back in the day, because they knew Ja appealed to the same demographic that Allen Iverson did. And like Stephen A even said, you know, he tried to get AI to talk to him, and AI was like, nah, I believe, you know, he listened to you first. So there's pretty much been this thing like Ja hasn't taken advice from people. And I can understand that could be a little intrusive at first, but when you start to see the fruits of what you're bearing, and you see that it's costing you, it's done cost you $50 million now, dog, you can listen to somebody. Even if it's a precautionary thing, even if you're not doing what they're saying you're doing, how do I take precautionary measures not to find myself in a predicament where I leave it up to someone else to make the decision for me? You see what I'm saying? Instead of him just blindly doing things. Yeah, it was a lighter. We know it was a lighter. Like I said, I had the video right after it happened. I've maintained the same position. If you were walking through your house and you had hunting rifles in your gun room, or you just had a gun room, you were just casually walking through on your live stream at your house, what could they do? They couldn't do anything to you. It's just flashing it and the whole optics of it. Yes, you know, Ja, and you kind of created this with what you did with the Pacers. You know what I'm saying? So you wanted to, you try to present it as if it's real, aiming it at the Pacers, aiming it at the guy in your backyard and all that. So to say that everybody's against you, if that is indeed true, like we always give people the benefit of the doubt. Like, are they just making up reports? Like, or is it just a snowball effect and people want their clicks off of it in the media? Maybe, but I'm just reporting what Perkins saying and what the media reports are saying. You know, I have the knowledge I have of the situation, but I don't have all the knowledge. So we got to give the media some margin for error, or just blatant lying and say that maybe Ja is telling the truth about some things. You know, the truth is somewhere halfway in between. Ja ain't as bad as they making him out, and you know, he ain't as good as he trying to say he is. So it's been a few things that's going on, and nobody really is. But when it comes to a corporate job like the NBA, you got to be a little bit more cautious of how you move, because everything is under a microscope, and you a face of the league. And people like myself, it may seem like we coming down on you, but we just want you to be on the court to play the games and make all the money you can for your family. You play basketball to get to this point, defy the odds to get to this point, and now you're here. You didn't get here to lose money. That's all I'm ever saying. In a nutshell, we report on this, but all I'm ever saying in a nutshell is we just want you to reach your full potential and your full earning potential. And you have people come in the comments say, well, you keep reporting on it. Guess what? When it ain't happening, it's nothing to talk about with it. So it won't get reported on. We'll move on to the next topic. But I just wanted to share this because Kendrick Perkins, and let me say this, if you don't like it, don't click on the video either. We got enough people that rock with us for real, and they put in good commentary. Whether they agree or disagree, they put in respectful commentary. But if you don't like it, keep moving. Unsubscribe and move along. But we just want Ja to do well, man. Once this is over, hopefully I can come back and say Ja did this, this, and this, and it's not negative. Most people won't click on it, but I still report on it. So that is what it is, man. Hey, let me know what you guys think about this in the comments, though. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, peace.